Guys, welcome back to another episode of RTHD, and in this episode I want to talk a little bit about the TicWatch and if you can put it in salt water. So here goes. So we're back, and I actually used the TicWatch so far, as you guys may already know. I dunked it in water. You could probably have a look at that video somewhere here, and that worked out fine, plain fresh water. I did, however, get the opportunity to use the TicWatch in actually a salt water pool, and it worked fine. It's actually working. It's about a few days later, it's about 3 or 4 days later, and it works fine. But this is just some of the things that I wanted to talk about. Well, of course, as you know, the TicWatch is able to handle 50 meters depth of water without any issues, and I've tested it with that simple dunk test, which was just a few inches of water, and also I tested it in the 6 feet pool that I just used. But one of the things I wanted to mention to you guys is to be very, very careful with this thing in salt water. Of course, obviously, there's no way right now, because it's only a few days later, for me to tell whether the effects of salt water will have an effect on perhaps the metals in this watch. However, a lot of the watch is not, of course, made from metal. So the good news is that hopefully once the water did not get into the inside components, you should be fairly safe. The watch is, of course, a polycarbonate material is how they pronounce it. And mostly what you would be concerned about is, of course, the pins and perhaps the screws. And I noticed that the screws were sort of black, and I hope that you could see that there. The screws are black. And, right now it looks perfectly well. It's brand new, nearly brand new, only a week old, and so forth. But what I did notice, as I said, is that after I came out of the pool, and I don't know if you can actually see this, you could actually look at the rubber there and you see that white spot. And that, I think, is what you may need to be concerned with. I don't think I'm able to get the focus. Let's see if I can get focus. Nope, I can't get focus. Only focusing on me. But I think you could see the white spot there. The white spot is what is going to be a challenge, because that white spot is most likely the salt water that dried up there. And obviously, can you imagine the entire phone, the crevices, the parts that you may not be aware of would also have, that salt sediment. Now, I have to mention that this pool that I was in was actually salt water as well as chlorinated. It's actually two. First time I've ever heard of it, but that's beside the point. Now, this is why we need to be concerned, because after using it in salt water, my best recommendation is that you wash it back in fresh water, at least to get rid of these sediments. Now, I just left the sediments here. I actually want to wash this thing thoroughly. But yeah, I left the sediments so that you could get to see it. But yeah, that would be a very good idea, because you don't want the salt, as I said, to get into the components. I have no idea whether salt also affects rubber. From the looks of things, it doesn't seem that it affects rubber, so I'm hoping that the seals within this watch has not been affected. However, I know that sometimes there's chemical reactions that occur. So with that being said, yes, it seems so far I haven't seen any corrosion, but then again, corrosion doesn't happen right away either. But I see no corrosion so far with the actual watch at the back. As you can see, perfectly fine, clean. I still have the plastic on it, which may be a bad idea as well too, because then the water could stay in there. But so far so good, guys. So this is just a follow-up update on E2, yeah. And let me know in the comments below what you think. Should I have placed it in water? What do you think? Will you do it? I don't know. Let me know. So that's all I have for this video. Please stay tuned. Please like and subscribe, hit that bell icon for more, short updates, as well as tips, reviews, and so forth. And I'll see you guys again soon. Thank you so much for viewing. Bye.